breaking live taping of morning's LALATE. After 6 months, a second stimulus check deal has been reached. You are getting a second stimulus check, and it will land before New Year's, claims a new report out of Politico. The negotiations last night between Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and Kevin McCarthy that continued into the thick of the night and went into drafting overnight and continued this morning ended with an agreement on the second stimulus package. Finally, that agreement still is not law. It still has to go to the Senate. I've been telling you for 2 days how it has to go to the Senate, and then ultimately Bernie and Josh can block it. But the deal agreement got revised, and a stimulus check is in it. In this recording, I need you to all jump in here and tell me what you think of the deal provisions, because ultimately, I'm here for you, and I need you to be on fire and tell me yay, nay, block, don't block, I need this, I don't want it, I do want it, I don't want it. Because ultimately, I'm here for you. This is where we sit this morning. A deal was reached last night for a second stimulus package, and it does include a second stimulus check, claims Politico. The deal provisions will be announced, and the agreement will be announced after this live recording. So ultimately what I'm doing is I'm giving you a live recording based upon a news report of what happened in the negotiations. The announcement will be made later today, and ultimately what I'm reporting to you is what Politico is indicating this morning. Politico is a news site, major news organization. So I want you to understand that if the details of Politico are inaccurate, then they're inaccurate. If the deal provisions changed since last night to this morning, then they may change. And ultimately, no reason to say, hey, this is what the deal provisions look like. They're a little bit different, because that may happen. In the scope of negotiations, things change, but this is what Politico is reporting this morning. A stimulus check, not $1,200, reduced, will land in your bank account before New Year's Eve. What is your thoughts about that? A stimulus check has been added to the deal, and the deal will be announced this morning. The deal is not law, it's just a deal. And it will not be $1,200, but it will be less than $1,200. At the moment, we don't know the number of the amount of the check, but this is incredible, shocking news this morning. Let me take in for you, if you could go over the mathematics. Of course, this is a rushed broadcast, and as a rushed broadcast, I couldn't run the numbers. Maybe you can run the numbers with me on air. What's going on is the following. You know that on two days ago, the prom creators introduced a proposal which was in about the $900 billion range. And the proposal included state and local. You got me so far? We know that the state and local was about $300 billion. You got me so far? So what I said to you last night, was that Mitt Romney had been working both sides of the aisle and saying, Republicans and Democrats saying, well, we can get a stimulus check in there if we take out state and local, and state and local is about $300 billion, and the stimulus check is about $300 at $300 billion at a $1,200 stimulus check. Well, the deal provision is expected to be announced today, claims Politico, claims CNBC, is a $900 billion proposal, which is exactly the amount that we had yesterday. So is state and local in there? No. State and local was taken out last night along with liability insurance, claims the report. More about that in a second. So state and local was taken out for $300 billion. Why is the bill still $900 billion unless the stimulus check is $1,200? Well, the Politico report claims that the stimulus check will be less than $1,200. So what is my guess on the amount? Here's what's my guess. Well, first of all, Politico claims it's not $1,200. Politico claims the check is less than $1,200. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you look at the number calculations, if the article is written correctly, which it may not be, the article is written correctly, then the stimulus check might be somewhere around $1,000 to $800 based upon the numbers in the article. Now, the article's numbers may be wrong. If it was $600 billion, if the check is only $600, then as a $600 stimulus check, the title of the article should have said something like it's an $800 billion deal because it's not $900 billion suggests it's almost an $900,000 stimulus check, but it could be $600. So this stimulus check, let me tell you the routing times. This is being put to a vote today, the House floor today, Wednesday, likely put to the Senate floor tomorrow for a vote. If it passes the Senate, which it may not, I'll go over that in a second, then it would land on the president's table on Friday or Saturday. The president was part of the negotiations last night. Steve Mnuchin was on the phone. The reason why Nancy Pelosi correctly went to Steve Mnuchin for an hour yesterday was to ensure that the president would approve anything that they do. Good move by Nancy. At least she had someone talking to the president. Steve Mnuchin was available throughout the night. And so the president would likely sign it. The president has made very clear, actually, in the last 24 hours, he was going to bat for you for a stimulus check. He, Josh, and Bernie were batting for a stimulus check. The question is whether the president's going to accept a smaller stimulus check. Didn't the president want $2,000? He did want $2,000. So will the president sign off on a stimulus check less? I don't know. He may veto it. So let me go over routing times before we go over what we as a community are going to do. So for routing times, the stimulus check, if it's signed by the president this Friday, well, let's do this Thursday. If it's signed by the president this Thursday, which I don't think it would be, well, let's do it Friday. Friday is December 18th. So you could see the stimulus check by December 28th if you're signed up for electronic receipts for SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. Then if you also pay your bills for the IRS electronically, also by about December 28th. If you pay it by paper check, your check would arrive after the first of the year. So with that, let me ask the room, because ultimately, and we got 1,000 people in the room, I haven't even gotten to the other provisions, which the other provisions I asked you yesterday, and you said no deal. You didn't want the other provisions, but I'll go over them again in a second. Let me ask the room. If the stimulus check is $1,200, is less than $1,200, let me do it this way. If the stimulus check is less than, well, let me ask you. If the stimulus check is $1,000, take the deal or not take the deal? The stimulus check is $1,000, take the deal or not take the deal? No deal. Take it. Yes, take it. No, take it. Yes, take it. Take it. Take it. No deal. Take it. Take it. Take it. How about IG? What does IG say? We're simulcast on IG. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take the deal. Take it. We need something. Okay, so good. So I'm writing that down because ultimately we work as a team. Rosie says no, but the vast majority of the room, not calling out Rosie at all, just reading comments on the air, is that everyone, Roddy says no. So the vast majority say take it if it's $1,000 or more. Okay. Now, if it's less than $1,000, take it or not take it? Yes or no? So starting now, less than $1,000, take it or not take it? No, 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 yes, no, no, yes, no way, no, yes, no, no, emphatic no, no deal, no, 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 yes. Depends on how much less. Okay. Okay, so I got that response. That was about 80% no, 20% yes if it's less than 1,000. Give me exclamation points in your to represent how boisterous you are against something. $800. How against are you for $800 with exclamation points? If it's $800, how against are you for $800? About 2 exclamation points, 3 exclamation points, 5, 6, 7, 3. Take it. 7, 10 exclamation points against it. 10 in the IG room. 4 or 5. No, no, no. Not I'm not against $800. Okay, so there is always about 10 to 20% that rather take $800 than not 10 to 20% that would take $800, and then the rest would not take the $800 if that is the offer. Nothing less than $800. Um, Give me a yes or no. Is 800 sort of the breaking point to when you're just like, throwing the dishes at that point? Is $800 yes or no? Is anything below yes, $800 just sort of throw it away at that point? Yes, yes, no, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so it looks like 800 is sort of anything lower than 800 is just a bad number. So if we see 600, 650, 700, anything less than 800. Okay, so that's good. So we're going to see this, anything below 800 is just mean, says Teresa. That's very well said, Teresa. So we now have a sense of how this room should respond to the situation for the check. Now, let me turn to the other deal provisions. The FPUC is the one that is really putting people through the roof. And the FPUC I detailed yesterday, I think it was on Being a Mitch, and that puts people literally through the roof. It's $300 FPUC forward to about April with nothing retroactive. You have been owed FPUC, so we're going to talk about FPUC now. You've been owed FPUC, which goes on top of your UI and PUA, for 30-something weeks, and now they're talking about going forward on FPUC for 4 months and nothing retroactive on FPUC. If you got an $800 stimulus check in this, but you saw this horrible FPUC provision that gives no retroactiveness for FPUC, take the deal if there's no with an $800 stimulus check but no retroactive FPUC. Take it or not take it. Take it or not take it with no retroactive FPUC and an $800 stimulus check. Take, says Lay. Take. No. Take or no take? No. No, no, no. Absolutely no deal. No. No, no. Retroactive or nothing. Oh, wow. No, no, no. No. Yeah, $800 per person. Not a chance. No. So the retroactive thing with the FPUC really puts people over the edge. It puts me over the edge. Oh no, give us our back pay. Absolutely no. No, they destroyed our jobs. Wow. Okay. So let me ask the same question. A lot of you like the $1,000 stimulus check. Let me do it then with $1,000 stimulus checks. $1,000 stimulus check, but no retroactive FPUC. Take it or not take it. $1,000 stimulus check with no retroactive FPUC. No or yes? No, no, no. No, yes, no. Take it. And then the screen stopped. IG. It's not something that affects everyone. No. Yes. No. No. And then the screen stopped. No. And Lisa in the IG room says no, no. So the FPUC is a big one. This is really quite interesting. So that is really quite interesting. So now we have this no way. Someone sent a private message in IG, said, no way, you crazy. Doesn't affect me, but no. Well, I appreciate that, Diane. That's a very, very kind comment by DIAN. I know a lot of viewers are not don't qualify for FPUC and only qualify for a stimulus check. And it's very, very kind when someone steps up and does things that are best for everyone else. That's why I'm asking the room of our position. So you're making it relatively easy now for us to determine how to react to the situation. When you see this deal announced after this recording, it'll probably be announced within the hour or the next hour and a half. Then we will see. When you say I need FPUC, if anyone's talking about FPUC in the room, always say if you're referring to retroactive FPUC. I assume you're referring to retroactive FPUC because what they're saying is basically you've been unemployed for 30 weeks, tough luck. Stay unemployed for 6 more months and then we'll pay you then. It's just, it's crazy. I just think it's insane. Biden says he'll pay retroactive in January. It's too many needed. Yeah, I mean, if Biden's going to do retroactive in January, why are we messing around with something now? I think it's a setup to not get your retroactiveness. Um, so you're going to see the deal provision. You're going to see in the next. Let me recap where we are right now. There's 1,500 people in the room, and let me explain procedurally where we are. Procedurally, it's no different than what I told you yesterday. Well, actually, for the last 2 days. Remember checkmate? That's the term that I'm using to describe the procedural situation. Checkmate. You're going to see a deal introduced to the House and put to a vote on Wednesday. I said that yesterday. Today's Wednesday. You're going to see a vote in the House by about 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today on a bill in the House. It'll pass. You know it's going to pass. I told you it's going to be bad. It's going to be good. It's going to pass the House. Then it's going to land in the Senate. It'll land in the Senate on Thursday, as I told you last night. We now know the bill will land in the Senate on Thursday. At that point, between Thursday and Friday, you're going to see either checkmate or not checkmate. So now it is collectively clear from this room that more viewers want a checkmate, shut it down, block it, don't let it happen. That is the collective agreement of this room. It's about 80-90% for a checkmate and about 10% for take it. The checkmate is dependent upon if the FPUC is not retroactive, if there is, and if there's no retroactive FPUC, and the stimulus check is not $1,200, which at this point does not appear to be, then this is a horrible thing that should be blocked. Bernie Sanders said the following about this. He said the following before today's events. He said this 2 days ago. We cannot go home unless there's strong unemployment benefits plus $1,200 per adult and $500 for kids of every working family. Strong unemployment benefits is not forgiving $1,200, is not forgiving FPUC retro. And $1,200 per adult is not $800 per adult. If you're just joining me, there's 1,600 people in the room. A deal was reached last night in late night negotiations for a stimulus package. The stimulus package will include a stimulus check. For the first time in 6 months, there's a deal for a stimulus check. The amount of the stimulus check is not clear. The stimulus check amount is less than $1,200. This is all political reporting. Ultimately, political may be wrong. So don't send me a message saying, you said we're getting a stimulus check in this proposal. I'm reporting what Politico's reporting. I was not in the room. I did not see the negotiations. Politico is reporting that there's a stimulus check, that the stimulus check is not $1,200, that it's less, that state and local was taken out, and that all the other deal provisions are in there, that the big businesses are getting another round of PPP, surprise, surprise, airlines and hotels are getting money again, FPUC would go forward at $300 a week to April, PUA would continue to April, UI would continue to April, and this bill would then land in the Senate tomorrow. Bernie and Josh have the ability with Democrats that are against this to block it. And we do as well. The Purple Power have the ability to push very loud between today and Friday to block anything that you don't like. Don't underestimate your spirit. The Purple Power has the ability to block things. Ultimately, my feeling is if the stimulus check is so watered down, I don't see how Democrats are going to support it in the Senate. If the stimulus check is somewhere in the middle, then some Democrats may support it. For example, if the stimulus check's about 900 or 1,000, Democrats in the Senate may support it. If the stimulus check is $600, people are just going to scoff at it and just be like, what is this? This is what is this, an insult, $600? This is sort of a joke. What's going on? If they block it, we won't get anything till February 2021. Not necessarily. It only takes 3 days to get something. So drop your comments on the screen. I will read them as they're coming in. Block the bill, says Brian. I would take any stimulus check. We just need help now, says Katie. So Katie, would you like 600? Miss Ashley, 1,200 or less, absolutely slap in the face. Trump needs a drain the swamp creatures. Be hopeful, Latasha says. So what did I miss? At this point, it sounds like, so what happened to Josh and Bernie's bill? That would block this. That would block this. Why would they block something like this? They would block it because the retroactiveness of the FPUC is gone and that the stimulus check is watered down. That's why they would block it. That this is not a robust enough stimulus check, and that uh, the FPUC is not retroactiveness. $1,200 is non-negotiable, said someone. Disgraceful, says Edwin. Um, we are hurting so bad. I need what I can get. So that viewer wanted to take something. Block the bill and shut down Congress. Breadcrumbs. $800 doesn't pay anything. I think we need to be grateful for anything. Just give us our money, said another person. Let them eat cake. How can we block it? You can block it by the push of the purple power, by going onto social media and telling senators in the Senate, which is where they are, senators in the Senate, we don't agree to this. Block it and vote against it and kill the bill. This is so messed up, says Vicky. Any unemployment boost? Yeah, I just covered that. I'll do a repeat at the end of this video. No, no, no. Can there be a check and a Bernie check and maybe add more checks? No, no. There can't be. There's no trick where there's extra checks sitting around. No, this is. Why is it less than $1,200? That's a great point. It is not. It does not make sense. All I can tell you is that if state and local was taken out, claims the Political article, then $300 billion has been freed up, and the $300 billion is available for the $1,200 stimulus check. So it must be that something else was given more money in the bill, and they took part of the $300 billion for the stimulus check and used it for something else. Don't take it. Are they drunk? Block it. Anything for eviction moratorium? Good question. I don't know about the eviction moratorium. I don't know about the mortgage forbearance. I don't even know about those yet. And the articles don't even talk about it. Shut it down. Yes, sir. Call Bernie. Why are they acting like it's their money? Talking about piecemeal. This ain't even a happy meal, says Diarb in the IG room. So much for these people caring about this. This is chicken feed, says someone in the IG room. It's been months. You honestly think they would... I didn't see that. Student loans. I don't know about the student loans. Block it. Who wants to be the first taking a vaccine? Hell no. I've been waiting for my UI claim to be on hold. Not less than $1,200. We're not puppets. Oh yeah, it's less than $1,200. That's what Politico is reporting. That it's less than $1,200. Should be at least $1,200 for the people. Joe Biden gives more, says Matt in IG. How can they have no heart? When? Today? I'll give you a recap, Edwin, if you're just joining the room. Take it. Block it. $600. No, this is horrible. Expedite. This is embarrassment for our country. We're looking like idiots. We're making their paycheck. No, they've ruined us. Any amount beats anything, says Debbie. If they have the money to keep on going big government, why are they doing it? Any money beats anything, says Debbie. What is in Instagram? I'm so sorry, Instagram. They have no heart. Sad, says someone. How about we cut their money? No. Wyoming is burning. They owe us $8,500. They do. They owe you 30 weeks of FPUC. This really looks awful, depressing. I wonder what we get for our dependents. That's a great question. If the adults are like $800, possibly, we don't know the amount yet, then the children may be $300 or something. Charge them interest. Give us our darn stimulus checks. So there we are. Revolt, disgrace. So let me give you a recap of where we are. If you're just joining the room, there's 1,900 people in the room. If you've not joined the room or your friends have not joined the room, tell them to get in here right now. In about 60 seconds from now, I will give you a recap of where we are as you start the new morning. In about 60 seconds from now, which will be at the 25-minute mark, I'll give you an update of where we are for the new morning. Meantime, let me turn to your state and local. Your state and local stimulus checks coming out. Stimulus relief coming out. Tomorrow, remember, my people in Orange County, Florida, there's that $1,000 stimulus check. It opens early in the morning, so get ready for it. That's for the county of Orange in Orange County, Florida, $1,000. They have done it before, and it's usually in the morning. It's gone within a few minutes. Other places that gain stimulus checks or have gotten stimulus checks: Maine 600, Colorado 375, New Mexico 1200, Oregon 500, North Carolina 335, Houston 1200, Jacksonville has gotten it 1,000, and Nome, Alaska is getting it. Also pending Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. Escambia County, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, Gadsden County, Florida. Rent stimulus being paid in San Diego, which apparently is about to close for the rent stimulus. Houston, Nashville, Atlanta, City of New York, State of New York, counties across Georgia like Gwinnett and DeKalb. Then there is rent stimulus available from major organizations that are nonprofits who the volunteers can help you with. Coming up about 30 seconds from now, I'm going to give you an update about your federal stimulus and the negotiations that went down last night. So stay with me as promised. In Texas, viewers are getting paid from St. Mary Magdalene's, Commonwealth Ministries of Kentucky, New Jersey United Way, Community Action Ohio. Phoenix, they're getting paid by TCDC, and Alabama 211, and Delaware 10,000. Viewers are getting paid rent in Michigan by Salvation Army, Arizona by New Leaf, Georgia and Nebraska by United Way, and Mississippi by Mercy House, and Indiana by indiananow.org. Now with that, let me give you the recap of where we sit this morning. Negotiations continued last night. Here's your 1 minute update for what happened again last night. A late night negotiations between the four corners of Congress met into the thick of evening last night. That negotiations ended with a deal. The deal is not a law. The deal is not a law. It is a deal that ultimately has to be put to the House floor. That deal will be put to the House floor at about 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today, but the deal provisions will be announced shortly after this recording. This recording is a preemptory recording based upon a news report from Politico. The Politico report is detailing what allegedly happened in the final agreement last night. This is what the Politico report claims. The Politico report claims that that the deal provision has FPUC forward at $300 a week to April, not giving a single penny for retroactive of 30-something weeks of FPUC, a deal provision that viewers of the channel simply call unacceptable and not something you can accept. The deal provisions allegedly also include nothing for state and local, but does include a stimulus check. But Politico claims the stimulus check in the deal provision is not $1,200, is much less. How much less and the exact dollar amount, we will not know until the announcement is made in the next few minutes after this recording. Other provisions in there include FPUA and UI continue to April. PPP, there's no word yet about eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. The viewers of this channel can step up and block this in the Senate when it lands in the Senate, presumably on Thursday. Remember the fact that the bill may pass the House. The fact that the bill may pass the House does not make it law. I'll say it again. If it passes the House, it does not make it law. It lands in the Senate where Bernie and Josh are located, and at that point, it can get blocked by Bernie and Josh and the president because the stimulus check is too watered down. And Trump can also veto it as well if Trump thinks the stimulus check is too watered down. Stay with me today, and I'll be back on live at 12 noon with Holidays Outlet with the deal provisions there. Meantime, hit social media, take this video, and if you think the bill should be blocked, start tagging everyone in the Senate, including Bernie, Josh, AOC, and broadcast reporters like Kelly, CNBC, and say, block the bill. If you're in support of the bill, then support it. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay LA for more.